Good morning. I am so glad to be with you today. The last time I was with you, I marveled at your beautiful building and the lovely touches that made it such a Unitarian Universalist space. Your kite rainbow, symbols uplifting many world religions, your We Welcome All program posters, your beautiful chalice. Giving a sermon in that space felt really good. You are friendly and warm and open to new voices and experiences. I greatly enjoyed being with you that day. Today, however, is different. I am by myself, staring at my laptop screen that I have looked at more than I truly thought possible. There are no handshakes or hugs or even quick hellos. And I miss that. And I'm sure that you miss that too. So who are we without those things? What makes a person a Unitarian Universalist without being together in a shared space? Actually, I should ask what makes you a Unitarian Universalist. Because just like about everything else in our faith, there would be many different ways of answering that question. But I am going to uplift some common themes. Being a Unitarian Universalist means that we all have to work at our own spiritual journey. Or, if you prefer the language of our fourth principle, we need to seek a free and responsible search for truth and meaning. We believe that revelation isn't sealed. We don't believe that the only truth can be found in ancient texts. We have many more options than many faiths, but we have to do the work of finding what is meaningful for us. And honestly, the work of letting go of what isn't meaningful. We need to understand that this never ends and that we need to keep evolving because there is always more to learn. Being a Unitarian Universalist means that we have shared values, starting with our 7 principles. These principles are aspirational. They are lifelong work, but important and sacred work. Sometimes we like to say that we are like-minded, but I would argue that that is not true, and we shouldn't want it to be. Our beliefs, our opinions, or what is in our mind is not that important. Instead, we are like-hearted. Our values are what is important. Or, as Jessica York has said, Unitarian Universalism does not teach us what to believe, rather how to believe. This also means that we have to live our faith out loud. This can be things like voting, caring for the earth and for each other, caring for our own true selves. This can also be protesting, making phone calls to your legislators, saying something when you hear a disparaging remark. Your website, like many other Unitarian Universalist websites, includes very little in regard to actual beliefs on your beliefs page. Like I said, this is very common. Instead, you link to the 7 principles and a wonderful video produced by the UUA. Now, because often sharing a video through this platform doesn't work as seamlessly as one hopes, I invite you now to go to your Door County Fellowship website, find the beliefs page, and watch the video. I think it's a really great way to explain our faith. But as you will see, it says we are a faith that honors your mind, your heart, your journey. It actually says that we have many beliefs, and that makes us stronger. We live these principles by doing. We are a house without walls. I think this video did a wonderful job of showing that actions and values are what we have in common, rather than beliefs. like-hearted rather than like-minded. One more radical idea that makes a person a Unitarian Universalist is the intention of sharing our faith with our greater communities and with others. Many of us shy away from being considered evangelical or forcing our faith onto others. But we know there are people who are lonely and who don't feel seen, and our faith could offer that to them. Our Universalist side says that we believe that heaven and hell are here on earth, and maybe sharing our faith with others would help lessen the hell of isolation and having to hide their true selves. So far, everything that I have shared can happen and should happen without needing to walk into our beautiful building and without the in-person meetings. I know it is not easy, but it is possible. So my next question to you, what does it mean to be part of an individual faith community like the Fellowship? What does it mean to belong to this congregation without the building? Some things that I think it means are that we give and we receive as we are able to, as we need to. Every relationship is two ways, both giving and receiving. And right now, we need everyone to be honest with both of these more than ever. I have seen people drop off homemade meals onto front porches, deliver groceries, make phone calls, and ensure that everyone, including the most vulnerable, are being taken care of. Like I said, this is more important than ever. I have also seen people who have never said yes to an offer of help do so. Please reach out if you are in need. I also invite you to check in with people you are connected to, people who have been part of your groups, people who you would see Sunday mornings, but you haven't been able to see in a while. Belonging to a congregation also means that we are informed and engaged in what is happening. We keep an open mind and heart and assume good intentions of others. Your congregation, like many others, have decisions that you need to make and commitments that look different today than they did a few months ago. There is a lot of understandable fear about the future of many aspects of our faith. The likelihood that it won't be safe to meet in person for a very long time. The loss of singing as a shared group for even longer. The possibility of needing to wear masks when we are together. I am thankful every day that I am part of a faith tradition that believes in science. We need to inform ourselves and listen to our UUA leaders who are learning from trusted sources on what is right for our movement today and into the future. I ask you to show up when needed and to help make the decisions that will likely be hard. This is following our fifth principle, the right of conscience and the use of the democratic process within our communities and in society at large. Lastly, I want to talk a bit on how we make our homes into our own sanctuaries. Many of us are spending a lot more time in our homes than we normally would. And so let's consider how we can make just one small part of it a place to be connected to our faith. Some people have an altar of objects that are personally meaningful. That could include a chalice. A chalice can be made from anything. Simply, it is a bowl within a flame. Many people have even used a small upside-down terracotta pot with a saucer on top. Your altar can live in a box, but then when you intentionally bring it out and do a spiritual practice that is meaningful to you, it creates the sacred space that many of us are missing. We are bigger than our buildings. Our communities are all around us. So I invite you to call or text someone that you haven't connected to in a while and think about how you are living your Unitarian Universalist faith out loud. Thank you for inviting me to be with you today.